Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So in front of us is the 2023 Nissan Frontier Pro 4X, finished off in a very beautiful red. We'll also touch base on the MSRP once we go over all the specs and features for this mid-size truck. So let's start off with what powers the Frontier. This has a 3.8 liter V6 engine. It's paired to a 9-speed automatic transmission, pumping out 310 horsepower, 281 pound-feet of torque. That power sent to the rear wheels. However, the Pro 4X, of course, has the 4-wheel drive system. This weighs in right around 4,700 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in just under 7 seconds. And as far as fuel economy goes, you're looking right around 17 miles per gallon in the city and 22 out on the highway. Pretty standard, I would say, for a mid-sized truck of this size and with this engine. But let's move on to the exterior styling. I want to first start off with the fact that there are 3 different colors up front. We have an orangish red on the tow hooks, more orange on Nissan here with the backlit there, and then the red exterior paint. Very interesting to see that combo, but I love the fact that this has a forward-facing camera, so when you're taking this off-road or you just need some more visibility, you have that very nice gray for the rest of this grille with a lot of cutouts. Frontier is also stamped in the upper section, so it gives it that full-size truck vibe, having it stamped right there. This has a set of LED headlights, DRLs, and turn signals. Really nice design to the housing. There's also some body work separating it just a little bit, just to tie it in nicely. There's fog lights in the lower section. A lot of cutouts in the plastic for the middle section of the bumper there. There's even skid plates up underneath too. And then very nice lines that run down the hood, bulge right in the center there, just to give it more of that aggressive truck vibe. And for the side, it has a set of 17-inch wheels with the two-tone design wrapped in an all-terrain tire. It also has the Bilstein tuned suspension. You'll notice too that these side steps are steel. You can actually take off the step itself, and then you'll have a steel rock slider, so you can use the steps for your daily driving and then the slider if you choose to take this off-road. Now this has body-colored side mirrors with a camera. There's also some black vinyl in between the windows to tie them in nicely. This has mud flaps both front and in the rear, and we have the quad cab with the shorter bed. The fender flares are also plastic instead of being body colored. Just makes it one less thing to damage while you're off-road instead of being body colored. It's nice to see that. And then there's some nice lines that run down the rest of the side. And for the rear, this has a backup camera, Nissan right in the middle. Frontier is also stamped in the lower section. The bumper end caps are body colored as well. There's even parking sensors throughout that bumper. And this can even tow right around 6,200 pounds. Pretty impressive for the size of this truck. What's also impressive is we have remote start. So if I lock it and hold this button, it will start right up. Great feature to have. You can also use that to shut it off. And then from there, we do have the locking tailgate. So I just have to unlock it, of course, in order to do that. And then this has the spray and bed liner to give you that added protection. There's also cargo lights. There's a 3-prong outlet along with a hook there. So you have a lot of space for the smaller size truck. You have different cover options, of course, depending on how you're going to use your truck. And the tailgate is very, very lightweight, so that is easy to close. As we move on to the interior now, you'll see more of the orange for all the stitching. There's also a little bit of storage in the lower section. There's this, what I'll call a kick panel plate cover with the carbon fiber like weave, so that way you can keep that door panel nice and protected from hopping in and out. We have the window control, a release handle, of course, and then there's even more stitching on these cloth seats for your backseat passengers. This is a very low truck, so I don't even need to use that side step. However, there is a grab handle if you need to use that. I have plenty of room at 5'10". There's a USB, USB-C, 3-prong right in the middle, and I have around 2 or 3 inches above my head. These seats are very, very vertical, so they're not the most comfortable, but they are practical for full-size adults. You have some nice amenities here if you are riding in the back of this Frontier. What this also has is a little bit of storage underneath both bottoms. So I can just pull on this release. You can see this small compartment here. There's also a larger one on that side. so you can hide some items as needed, which is nice. And then for the front door panel, we have all the window controls, side mirror adjustments, so more of this orange color surrounding, more carbon fiber. There's some in the lower section there too, a lot more storage space. And then the Pro 4X badge is very cool, illuminating piece right on that door sill. We have the automatic seats with Pro 4X right in the middle there. And like I said, even for the front seats, it's a low truck to get into. But let's fire this back up. That button is over on the right side. We can bring this to life and go through the gauge cluster now. On the left side is the tach and the engine temperature. Right side is the fuel level and the miles per hour. And then right in the middle for that LCD screen, you can use all these controls to further go through that info. There's also volume and tuning and Bluetooth and voice commands. So currently you can see the miles per hour along with the average. There's also the off-road page, so you can monitor your pitch and roll, degrees for the steering wheel, and then where the power is being sent. There's a few auxiliaries that you can monitor, also your driving information, fuel economy. You can quickly pull up your music as well as your compass, even look at the speed limit sign, different driving aids for this. And then the last one is tire pressure. And you have a lot of settings that you can go through just depending on what you need to set up to get this exactly what you'd like. So it's nice to have all that front and center. This also has cruise and adaptive cruise. So those are on the right side with some black trim accents. On this left side, there's actually a lot going on. There's a tow mode. We have the dimmer switch for the gauges, power outlet for the bed. We have the blind spot monitor. There's a cargo lamp for the rear bed, even a downhill assist control, locking rear diff, and traction control. So quite a lot of buttons on this left side, including the parking brake there. And then right in the middle, a little bit of storage up top, and we have the touchscreen system. On the home screen here, you have music, you have a few other icons that you can look at all at once, which is nice to see. And in the lower section, these are all presets. So you can get into your phone very quickly, info and audio. Menu is what it's currently on. We can also pull up the map in full screen. Now, if you push on menu, you can get back to this here if you don't have the dial up top there. And then we have settings that you can go into just to customize this the way that you need to. So not a whole lot of info, but it's very nice to have. Now there's also shortcuts to audio and map. You have tuning, power and volume, another tuning scrolling dial there. And then underneath that, we have a small LCD screen for the dual zone climate. We have temperature, fan speed, where you like the air to go. These are even heated side mirrors too, which is nice to see. And then over on the left side, we have the 4-wheel drive selector, so you can quickly go through all of that. These cloth seats are even heated, so you have those adjustments, heated steering wheel, parking sensors, and some auxiliaries. You could place your items down below to be able to charge those. There's even a grab handle on both sides. If you're taking this off-road, your passenger has somewhere to grab onto. You could even grab on here as the driver if you need to. There are 2 cup holders. And then with the backup camera, you will see the backup camera, of course, on one side, top-down view on the other. If I push on camera, now we can look at the side mirror there. If I push on it again, we have a full screen, and then we are back to what you just saw. Now, if I put the vehicle into drive and push on these again, we have the forward-facing camera now, along with a forward angle for that side camera. So it's nice to have that amount of visibility. You can also shift using the shifter too if you're towing or off-road. And then behind that, we have the wireless charging pad, a lot of storage space for the center armrest. And then the glove box has additional room for all that information. There's even a 12 volt that you can use too. And really no blind spots for this truck. Visibility is pretty wide open. Up top, this also has a sunglass holder, which is really convenient to have. The dome lights are on both sides. But now let's go ahead and get the Frontier out on the road. And so now touching briefly again on the MSRP, right around $38,000. To be honest, it's really not all that expensive for what you're getting out of this midsize truck. Now, if you compare this to the Tacoma TRD Pro, that's starting just over 40 grand, I believe. When I bought my TRD off-road, it was in the low $30,000 range. And of course, since I bought mine in 2017, prices have increased and trucks keep getting more expensive. Now, I will say for the cost of some of these mid-size trucks, you could get into a base full-size truck, but not everybody needs or wants a full-size. So if you want something that's pretty much fully loaded with the mid-size level truck, It's really not all that bad in price. For this Pro 4X, we have a nice infotainment system. Not a whole lot of tech for it, but it's easy to go through. We even have heated seats for these cloth seats. So it does have some nice amenities to it. For the price that you're paying for this, you're also getting a brand new truck at the same time. So for, let's say 40 grand realistically, maybe slightly higher, I think it's a good option to go with. And with this engine again, not the fastest truck out there, but I mean, you're not buying this to go 0 to 60. It's got a healthy get up and go to it. And it's comfortable and quiet. It's very enjoyable to drive. The one other downside though that I will say with driving this and having the other one that we were able to drive for a week, the steering is very, very tight. So it makes 3-point turns very, very short, I will say. So if we turn around here real quick, that's the one thing that it can't compete with my Tacoma as far as maneuverability, which is very interesting to see. So with this U-turn here that we're able to make, it doesn't go any farther than that. Now we were able to make this one here, but from the week that I had it, we even did a comparison with my Tacoma. Driving them back to back and next to each other, it was a night and day difference. So the steering, I wish, was a little bit looser in a sense. If you're taking this off-road, it's not going to be as nimble. And I don't want to really knock on the Frontier any more than that. It's a good option, I think, for the mid-size market. But it'll be interesting to see if Nissan has an update for the Frontier. It's been like this for quite some time. It'd be nice to see. Nissan is kind of always on the background as far as technology and things go. But if you just want, let's call it a basic truck, you have some basic info here you can go through, and that's really all you're interested in, it's not a bad option. But again, this is a great daily driver. It's so comfortable on the highway. I know I'm not on the highway now, but I was in our other Frontier. But it's definitely a good option if you want a comfortable small truck and you need the bed space, you can use it. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for this 2023 Nissan Frontier Pro 4X. Once again, huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Northlake for providing this truck for me today. Check out their website, give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and smash that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.